Okay, hi everyone, and massive welcome on to this Wednesday Discover Arbonne Business Opportunity. My name's Louise Skipper, and it's so lovely to be on the road tonight and get to share with you a little bit about my journey and the business. And hopefully, you can go away if you're a guest on here tonight or you're watching the recording with enough information to make an informed decision about whether or not you can see yourself partnering with a company like Arbonne and whether this ticks the boxes, perhaps for what you're looking for. So you might be on this call because someone in your life has said there's this business that would be perfect for you. Take a look. Or one of your friends or coworkers or just someone that you have maybe met in life is a consultant for Arbonne. And for whatever reason, they have recognized that maybe you would be a perfect fit for a role, a remote role like this, which I'll get into. Or maybe you have a need in your life and they think, gosh, like Arbonne is doing this, this, and this for so many, and perhaps them. And they maybe think it could do the same for you. So it doesn't matter why you're here, but massive welcome. As I said, my name's Louise Skipper. I live up in Perthshire in Scotland, and I've been in Arbonne for over a decade. And this evening, the format of this really short call is that I'm going to take you through the official business presentation that Arbonne have put together, our branding and marketing and legal team, and take you through some statistics regarding the wider industry, but also how you actually run an Arbonne business day to day. And then I'm going to share with you my story as well, a little bit at the start and a little bit at the end about how I got involved with the company. Because I remember first hearing about Arbonne and understanding there was a really stellar business model and it made a lot of sense that I should partner with a company like Arbonne for what I was looking for in my life. But the things that really stuck with me and made me say yes to jumping into Arbonne with both feet were the stories of people who were really no different to me that made me think if they can do it, then so can I. So first of all, I'm just going to rewind back over a decade and take you back to when I first heard about the Arbonne business opportunity. So I'd been out of university for quite a few years. My degree is in marketing and economics. And someone that I didn't really know, I'd met once at a dinner party, dropped into my Facebook private mail and said, I know that you hate your job. So I'm probably one of those people that put far too much information on Facebook. And I think you should take a look at Arbonne. At that time, she was working for Hewlett Packard and she was about to become a dual citizen of the UK and Australia. But she let me in on a little secret that despite carving out an amazing career with Hewlett Packard, which I certainly looked up to her in her field, that she really wanted a life of freedom and freedom in all regards, freedom to live where she wanted, work where she wanted, smash through some glass ceilings in terms of what she could earn as an income and build a life by design. And that she was partnered with a company called Arbonne International. And she was building it up alongside her career with Hewlett Packard. And she couldn't wait to tap the day job and work and live remotely. And I was blown away. Number one, that she would ask me. But number two, I had not long been to university, study at the business school. And it was just a bit of an awakening that I'd been taught for 4 years how to work for someone else and build their dream, and not necessarily how to go out on my own, nothing about being an entrepreneur, things like that. So, on one hand, although I had a degree in the business realm, I had no experience when it came to owning my own business or doing anything with the infrastructure of a corporation. But number two, I almost couldn't believe my ears that there was an opportunity that at that point really was ticking all the boxes of some of the things that I was feeling but not telling anyone. So that was going to bed on a Sunday, feeling sick, thinking about Monday, absolutely hating my job, knowing that the career trajectory I was on was not going to ever really get me the life that I wanted, but feeling like, gosh, I graduated into a downturn economy. I am so grateful to live in a country where I had, access to education. University is free in Scotland. But feeling really like not happy and totally uninspired and feeling like I had totally embarked on the wrong career path, but not knowing what I could do. I don't have a vocation. I was a marketing graduate and just schlepping along to work every single day, thinking this feels grim. There must be something more. So I took a look at Arbonne, said yes to the business, and jumped in with both feet, not knowing what I was doing. I don't know why you're here tonight. Maybe you're looking for something that can be a top up of a salary, so an extra few £100,000 a month to help you do home renovations, pay off a credit card, go on a dream holiday, just have a bit more wiggle room at the end of the month. Or maybe you're looking to replace a salary. You can absolutely do that with Arbonne. I was absolutely from day one looking to partner with an opportunity that could match, but also wildly exceed anything I was ever going to realistically earn in corporate. But it doesn't matter why you're here, whether you're here for a little bit extra or whether you're here looking for something that could be absolutely game changing for you and your family. Arbonne can absolutely give you that. And you must make sure you go on to our official earnings website, which is earnings.arbonne.com. And on that, you will see the full range of different compensation levels that people earn in Arbonne. And you'll be able to see the bracket in which you think that would be worth it for me to take on something extra, because that figure there would make a world of difference in my life. So with that being said, I jumped in with both feet. I worked my business alongside my full-time career for 2 years and 4 months, and after which I was able to walk away from my full-time job because Arbonne was paying me double. And that was lovely. 10 years on, I can't even think how many years on, my life is very, very different. I'm married to my husband, Nathan. He is not an entrepreneur. He's a doctor in the NHS. So he's very traditional in his what he does day to day. About to give birth to our fourth baby. I'm 30 weeks pregnant. And it's so funny that all those years ago, I never in a million years thought one day, because of this business, if I work it hard enough and make it a focus and really upskill and get a wee bit out of my comfort zone and do something new and go against the grain and get a little bit busier in order to get less busier, I'll be able to live a life by design. So that for me means that I can work around my baby nap schedule. I can work when I want. For some of my babies, I've taken a year maternity leave. For some of my babies, I've gotten bored after 2 years and after 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, and gone back to doing a little bit of Arbonne. So the flexibility is absolutely endless. Whether you take on Arbonne around a traditional bricks and mortar business, a full-time career, a family, maybe you love to travel, maybe you're retired and you want something that will just, pay you on top of retirement income to give you a little bit more flexibility. It doesn't really matter what your own personal brand of busy and commitment look like, because we all have different. Arbonne is a business where if you give it focus and dedication, it can work in and around all of that. So with all that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and just share with you. I really do not like IT, but I'm just going to press the share button and it should work beautifully. The Discover Arbonne presentation. So I hope everyone can see that. Yeah? Someone's nodding. That's really handy. Thank you. So I'm just going to take you back to basics, and I love this presentation because it's only a few short slides. But for me, it brings to life the infrastructure of the branding. Although we're independent consultants, I'm an independent consultant. I have my own limited company. I work underneath an overarching infrastructure of this really esteemed company that's been together for so many decades now. And I hope that at the end of this slide, you can have a little bit more awareness about our branding, who we are, what we do, and if it ticks any of the boxes for you. So Arbonne's a health and wellness company. So if you didn't know that already, surprise, over 4 decades of history. Our brand philosophy, just says there, embraces the connection between a healthier mind, stronger body, and more beautiful skin. Arbonne is a B Corporation. So this has been a certification that we've held for many years now. And B Corps really are the most standout, globally most stringently tested companies that come out and get this B Corp certification for their transparency across all functions of their business, from how much they give back to how much they look after their people and all the different, moving parts of a business along the way. And it's something they have to keep applying for and improving their score on every single year. So whether you are shopping for anything, whether goods or services, and you see that little symbol there that's got the B in the circle, you know that you're in safe hands when you see B Corp. So Arbonne are really, really proud to be absolutely up there when it comes to ethical businesses that give back and balance people, planet, and profit. So tick number one for me was, this is a company that stood the test of time and will stand the test of time going forward, and a company that I am so proud to be aligned with. So we have so many products and they fit into all different categories of nutrition, skincare, bath and body care. And I realized, gosh, I'm buying products anyway and talking to people about nice products anyway. Just as a girl, we tend to do that. Like, I love this shampoo or this mascara or this nutrition product. But now I get paid to do that. So our products, as you can see along the bottom, have so many certifications to their name, from vegan approved, gluten-free, informed for sport certified, PETA approved, halal, kosher, and of course B Corp certified. So many accreditations that we are so proud of. And the entire philosophy and foundation and cornerstone of our products is that we're rooted in clinical science, but we have plant-based ingredients. We follow a hugely strict, clean philosophy and ingredient policy. We've got an amazing team of chief scientific officers who have all the appropriate letters after their name. They're experts in their field that put together our products. And our products go through independent, rigorous scientific testing and clinical trials. And the products, the company itself, are super transparent. So right down to the minutiae of what's in the products, anyone can get their hands on and have a look. And I loved that, because particularly working in marketing and branding, that was my degree, and that was also the career I was in before Arbonne. I know how predatory and smoke and mirrors, and particularly now greenwashing, so many companies can be. And Arbonne just are so transparent, the most beautiful company. And I love that everything is just available on their website for consumers, but also the independent consultants that work within the company to get their hands on. So just a little bit of branding and visual, if you're a visual learner there, of some of the categories that we have represented across our portfolio. So just to kind of wheel back a little bit to some of the reasons that I personally enrolled as an Arbonne independent consultant that were important then, but are even more important now. And I'm just going to take you through some of these. So you can see down in the corner is referenced as to where some of these statistics came from. So work habits are changing. There was no such thing as a pandemic, no such thing as COVID, no such thing really as working from home back when I started Arbonne. But work habits are absolutely changing, and more people now are looking for ways to have a more hybrid approach to work. Really interesting that actually since the pandemic, a lot more people have much more of a work-life balance working from home. But that's also been coupled with what we call the Great Resignation, is people had that time to really reassess what they were doing in terms of trading their time for money, and if it's what they felt they wanted to do, whether that was lined with their passions and their calling and things like that. So Arbonne fits right into the nucleus of all of that. The UK direct selling industry generates 5.9 million sales per year, turning over 2 billion in economic contribution. So side hustles and second jobs, and for some main gigs like Arbonne, contribute to the UK economy in an absolutely massive way. And that's really, really exciting. The next thing down talks about social businesses are growing. So direct selling is the UK's largest provider of part-time income for over 400,000 people running their own business. So that tells me that, number one, people are looking for extra money. And also, as well, as inflation rises, incomes are not rising they're not in direct correlation with inflation. So the purchasing power of our pound is nosediving, meaning you get less in your basket when you get to your till for your £10. And if we continue to not keep up with inflation as individuals, we will consistently get poorer over time. So people recognize that even if this is just something that helps them stay ahead of inflation, give themselves the pay rise that they're not going to get from their boss anytime soon, that's a really, really good thing. Whether that's money to tuck away for the future and grow, or whether that's money that allows them to go and get what they need from the supermarket, or pay their council tax, or whatever, then this business is a business of asset income. And that's been one of the greatest gifts that getting to read the books I have in Arbonne and being around the people that I've met in Arbonne has taught me. When I understood residual income, and that is the power of earning when you're not physically working, and I'll get on to how Arbonne can bring that into your life on the next slide, it changes the way that you see trading your time for money and income forever. And it really can be, for some people, Arbonne can be a monthly paycheck or a weekly paycheck. We actually get paid weekly that they live on. But for others, it can be something that they tuck away for the future for them or beneficiaries that grows and grows and grows. And who doesn't want that? And lastly, on that slide, the industry that we're in is global wellness. And this is a $4.2 trillion business and growing. So even economically, if you are, understanding why you might need something else in your life, underneath that, this is also a really good industry to be involved in, whether or not you are super experienced or whether, like me, you have absolutely zero background knowledge whatsoever on the health and wellness industry. You can absolutely learn as you earn in Arbonne. So this is a bit of a wordy slide, but please bear with me. There's obviously so many ways you can be involved in Arbonne. You can simply be a client. So go back to the person that got you on this call, or that you know in your life that is running this business to afford, nicer things for themselves and their family, or to solve a problem. And you can buy products from them, and they will show you how to do that. Whether that's normal retail price or at a discount, they will take care of you, and you can simply be someone that loves and uses the products. And Arbonne have a really generous returns policy and beautiful products that you can get your hands on. But this call tonight is all about business opportunity, and for people who are looking for something extra, whether that's community, whether that's better health, whether that is more money, the ability to get out of a job that's maybe no longer serving them. That's what the business opportunity can offer people. So I'm just going to go through briefly these bubbles, and hopefully at the end of this slide, you've got a slightly better idea of how Arbonne could work for you. So number one, Arbonne is for anyone, absolutely anyone. It doesn't matter age, gender, background, prior experience. You don't need like a crazy network. You don't need to have an online presence. Arbonne is for absolutely anybody who is willing to work hard and make something, like build something from the ground up in a franchise model. So we really get like a business in a box, and that's something that I loved. I was never able to go away and think of a business concept and go to a bank and get a bank loan and put together a business plan. So for me, Arbonne came along in a box, and I was like, yes, I can step into that and I can run on these tracks. And just like baking a cake, I can take this recipe and I can do that and I can do that and I can do that. And I can, over time, duplicate what my business mentor in Arbonne, everyone gets one, is telling me to do, and build a business. So number one, 35% bubble. We get 35% on personal sales. So when you enroll in Arbonne, you get this multi-million-pound back office at your disposal. You have a 24/7 beautifully maintained website that never ever closes. So if any footfall goes through that website, if you're asleep or on holiday or on the school run or at your day job, and someone purchases something, and then a few months later, that thing has gone down the drain and they need to repurchase it, you don't touch their money, you don't touch their product, you don't deal with shipping, but every single time they shop on your online store, you make up to 35% commission, and that is paid into your bank directly on a weekly basis. So that's the direct selling part of this business. If you want to scale this out and have a business that pays you the higher levels of commission every single month, then you want to do what's called building a team. Now, anyone that you bring into the business or introduce to the business can go on to have a far more successful business and a far bigger take home pay than you. This is not a normal corporate structure. But Arbonne pay you a thank you check up to 18% on their revenue and their turnover, in addition to what they're getting every single month. So this is really where you can begin to scale out, and it's not only be paid on your efforts and your customers, but start to think, gosh, that person I went to school with would be amazing at this. That person that I work with be amazing at this. And that person from down the street has a cousin that might benefit from this. And that's where the cogs of your brain can start turning, and you start to think how you can build teams who build teams who build teams. And that's what I've done over the last more than a decade in order to scale out and give myself the life that I really enjoy today, which means a generous income from Arbonne whilst building an Arbonne business. We get up to 45% discount on products, customer achiever award. These are just awards we can scoop up at every single level. The last bubble there says share and sell products online and in person. And this really alludes to the fact that it doesn't matter if you want to have a stall somewhere or just sell online on your website or do something a bit more creative or do at-home stuff or just do, meet for lunch and give someone products or maybe do a Zoom. It doesn't matter what the daily running of your business looks like when it comes to sharing the opportunity of the products or the business. You are rewarded for any product that moves through your business. And that's where I just believe that anyone from any background can do this, because you can run your business in whatever way that suits you. The next bubble down, earn rewards and incentive trips based on your personal sales performance. Arbonne send us on 2 incentive trips a year. I've earned 5 with the company, which means I've got to travel across the world for free on Arbonne's dime. And there's a whole bunch of people that have just earned the Dubai incentive trip as well. So I just think, what company out there, what, place of work would say, just by building your business and having fun, not only will you get paid, but you have the opportunity to earn a really nice incentive trip for you and your family that you can bring your kids or your loved ones on. This business is so worth it just for that. The handshake there, the support of Arbonne's marketing team and legal team and business ethics team, that really is back to that whole business in a box. We get a multi-million-pound back office with Arbonne that I don't know about you, but I would never have been able to afford myself. There's no way I could start a business and have legal representation, the chief scientific officers, the business ethics and standards team, full customer service, full shipping, full infrastructure. But I got that on day one with Arbonne. And I think my business registration fee was about £30, something like that. Again, I'm just skipping over a bubble there that I think I've covered. You can have a global business. So if you're on this call tonight and you're thinking, right, I live in Scotland, but I did a gap here in Australia, or I spent some time overseas, or I'm from England, you can build a business in any of the countries that Arbonne trade in. So we trade in the UK, North America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Poland. Poland's our only mainland Europe destination. And what that means is anyone in those countries can go onto your website and purchase your products and then repurchase your products. Or if you know someone that you think they think outside the box, they're an amazing person to do business with, they need more time, they need more money, you can introduce them to the business to partner with you and build a business with you. And lastly, be part of a supportive and positive community. So I hope that's really padded out a little bit more about the business in terms of the branding, what the business can offer, and what it can look like day to day. This is a short call, so it's certainly not going to answer every single question that's going through your head. But what I want to do, wrap up and say, is that make sure you go back to the person that's invited you onto this call, because it could be that Arbonne is just the perfect thing for you, but maybe it's come along in an unexpected box. Maybe you already have a business where you are offering goods and services, but it's not profitable and it's a headache and you need something else to top that up. Or maybe you love your career. Maybe you're a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer or a teacher or a stay-at-home mum, right? Or a stay-at-home dad. And you love, love, love what you do, but there's just a gap in terms of something is not enough. That's okay. Arbonne doesn't need to be your passion. What it just needs to be something that you recognize you can do, and it can give you more time and more flexibility and more choices and more money in your life if you work it over time. For me, Arbonne, when I was a lot younger and before I had kids, I enjoyed Arbonne as a business where I could go for cocktails on a Wednesday, and I got to go to Vegas every year and go to the conference with all the girls, and I got to fire my boss and not go into a grim job anymore. And that was it for me. I loved it. I loved everything about it. But more and more as I've had kids and as I've gotten a bit older, I hate social media. I'd be so happy if I never turned my phone on again. And Arbonne for me has become a source of asset income. So the more I learned about finances, the more I learned that actually I'd be really stupid to spend what I earn in Arbonne. And over time, over the last few years, I've gotten into investing in stocks and shares, and we're renovating a house that we hope to flip and sell. And I invest in lots of asset classes like Scotch whiskey and all different things. And I could go on about it all day because I sometimes I feel like finances is my main passion. But it's been because of Arbonne. It's been because of the commission that that's brought into my life. I can use that surplus in my business to invest in private pension, to invest in, you know, smart tax wrappers and things that are going to benefit my next of kin. And that is something I never in a million years imagined that I'd have an interest in or want to do with my business. So your motivation in your business can change over time. But with all that being said, I just really hope that I've shared enough with you tonight that's made you think, gosh, maybe I should look at this Arbonne thing that keeps popping up in my newsfeed with these happy, clappy people. Maybe there is something more solid to it than I think there is that could be such a solution for me and my family. And if that's so, go back to the person that's giving you this recording or invited you on live here tonight and have a chat with them. We're such a friendly community, and we would absolutely love to see you back here. So take care, whatever you're up to for the rest of the evening, and I really hope that was useful. Bye.